Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another lesson on building your vocabulary. Tonight, we are going to be working on Build Your Vocabulary number 14 in the advanced section. So you know what we have to do? We have to switch over and get our work screen, and here it is. So now if you guys have already done the Build Your Vocabulary lessons 1 through 13 in the advanced section, you already know that having a strong and large vocabulary is necessary for communicating with others, reading, writing, listening, and speaking in English. I chose words for you that are not typically found in a basic English program, but nonetheless are very important and very common English words. I want you guys to learn these words by heart and incorporate them into your daily speaking whenever possible. Now, here are the 8 words that we're going to be learning tonight. We have the word conceited, to peruse, breathtaking, complacent, modest, dire, heart-wrenching, and straightforward. Let's start with the word modest. Now, modest means a person that does not brag about his or her accomplishments, successes, or abilities. Behaving, dressing, or speaking in a simple manner. Small and not expensive. So now let's see these words in action. His musical talent made him an international superstar, and yet he remains a modest and simple man. You shouldn't be so modest. You should take credit for your valuable contribution. Your son has shown a modest improvement in his grades this year. I suggest, however, that he continue working with his tutor for the remainder of the school year. They are very wealthy, but nonetheless, they choose to live in a very modest home. I want to lose 5 pounds, so just serve me a modest portion, please. She is very careful with her money because she only has modest earnings. We only received a modest increase in salary this year, but we were promised a large profit-sharing bonus at the end of the year. We stayed at a modest hotel because of our limited budget. He's not rich, but he makes a modest living as a used car salesman. And now the word breathtaking, which means amazing, astonishing, spectacular, wonderful, magnificent, extremely beautiful, or remarkable. So breathtaking is a very good word. When we reached the top of the mountain, the view was absolutely breathtaking. Looking at the Earth from a satellite is thrilling and breathtaking. It's no surprise that she won an award for that breathtaking performance. We had a breathtaking view of the snow-covered mountains from our cabin in the woods. We got up very early this morning to watch the breathtaking sunrise at the Grand Canyon. Your flower garden is breathtaking this year. The artwork in this book is breathtaking. Who is the artist? The poem she recited was romantic, dramatic, and breathtaking. And now the word conceited. Conceited means a person that is excessively confident and proud of himself or herself, having a high opinion of oneself because of looks, abilities, talents, etc., having high and strong feelings of self-importance. He is such a conceited celebrity, and he refused to sign an autograph for my son. I don't want to sound conceited. I just know that I am the best lawyer in town. That sounds pretty conceited if you ask me. She's so conceited and selfish, and whenever we have a conversation, all she talks about is herself and her accomplishments. I knew exactly what to expect when he approached me with that conceited smile on his face. Despite her beauty and grace, she is so nice and approachable. She's not conceited like the others. I think we can all agree that the peacock is one conceited bird. I will not have a second date with him because he is so conceited. When we were out on the boat, he stared at his reflection in the lake the whole time. Complacent, a feeling of security, pleasure, or self-satisfaction while unaware of possible dangers. Feeling satisfied and without worry, and not feeling the need to change oneself or improve the situation. You shouldn't be so complacent about the health issues that you are currently experiencing. Be sure not to become too complacent with your business because there are so many competitors out there. People seem to become more complacent with age, and I guess that's a good thing. It is not the time for car manufacturers to become complacent with all the new technology and developments in the electric car industry. He was a very successful businessman and had many loyal customers because he was never complacent with low quality products or services. Countries cannot be complacent about their security for obvious reasons. Now the verb to peruse. Now this verb means to read or examine something very carefully and attentively and in detail. It also means to read or look at something in a relaxed way or to skim through something informally. Now, if you ask me, I would say that those two definitions sound to be opposites. So, oh, there's a note here. It says, note, the verb to peruse is a contronym. This means that it is a word with opposite meanings. When you use it, make sure that the meaning is clear. So there are not too many contronyms in English, but there are a few, and this is one of them. completely opposite meanings, very strange. So let's look at it in a few sentences. He has been looking for a job for a long time, and he needs a job as soon as possible. He spends many hours perusing the online job sites. Now here we're using it as in detail. Marjorie, and I know a very nice girl named Marjorie, likes to peruse the fashion magazines while getting her hair done. Now this way we're using it as in a relaxed way. The detectives worked around the clock and perused all the leads they had in their notes on the suspect. Now that means in detail. My boss asked me to peruse the contract to be certain that everything that was discussed during the last meeting was included. That means in detail. We spent the afternoon perusing all the little shops and boutiques. Then we went out for supper to a nice little restaurant. In a relaxed way is how that verb is used there. You must peruse the terms and conditions of the insurance policy as well as the fine print before you sign it. Now that way would be in detail. They spent the afternoon perusing the new additions at the art museum. In a relaxed way is how it's used there. Okay, now the word dire, which means very serious or extremely urgent, something that causes great fear or worry. The nurse said that my condition wasn't as dire as that of the other patient, so I had to wait for a short time in the waiting room. They are issuing a dire warning to all the residents to evacuate the building immediately. She lost everything in the fire, and now she is in dire need of assistance. Our fundraiser will help those that are living in dire poverty. You must be ready and willing to face any dire consequences for your actions. We received an urgent message saying that they were in dire need of our help. Scientists have issued numerous dire warnings about the effects of global warming. Nobody ever believed that they would be living in such dire conditions and circumstances. After the volcano erupted, the local people were in dire need of emergency supplies and medical assistance. Now let's look at the word straightforward, which is a person that is direct and honest, something that is simple and not complicated, something that is easy to do and understand. I don't want to hear all the details about who, what, where, when, and why. Just give me a straightforward answer. The assembly of this unit is very straightforward. You just have to follow the instructions indicated on the box. The questions on the exam were very straightforward. There were no surprises on the exam, and I'm sure that I passed. We really like his straightforward, no-nonsense approach to handling these important issues. You should be straightforward with him and tell him that he is not being considered for the position of vice president. This game is fun and easy to play. The rules are very straightforward. My history teacher is able to talk about historical events in a straightforward way, and the whole class understands and participates in the group discussions. Now let's look at this hyphenated word, heart-wrenching, which means extremely sad or unhappy, very distressing or depressing, emotionally painful, tragic, or heartbreaking, something that causes misery. She could not hold back her tears while she was telling us a heart-wrenching story about her childhood. It is so heart-wrenching when you see the soldiers leaving their wives and children to go on a tour of duty. I know that it is heart-wrenching when you lose a special and faithful pet. Everyone was completely silent and motionless during her heart-wrenching performance. The look of shame, embarrassment, and pain on his face was heart-wrenching while he was quietly telling us what happened. It's heart-wrenching to see all the homeless people living on the streets. There is nothing more heart-wrenching than seeing the pollution and the amount of plastic in the oceans and how this is destroying the magnificent aquatic life therein. And guess what? That's all you have to do to learn those 8 new beautiful vocabulary words. So if that video helped you, you can subscribe to my channel, put a like on the video, leave a comment down below, and hit the notification bell so that you know when I put up another video for you. If you guys need help with your English and you want to improve quickly, you can get yourselves a copy of Basic English. This book is published by McGraw-Hill and available everywhere, including Amazon, of course. If you guys decide to get a copy of this book, I want you to start on the very first page, complete every page right through to the end of the book. The answer key is at the back to support you while you are learning. This book will really help you a lot to improve quickly, okay? If you guys are having difficulty with your verb tenses, you can get yourselves a copy of English Verb Tenses. Yes, English Verb Tenses is now a book, a workbook. So it's also available everywhere, including Amazon. I want you guys to start on the very first page, complete every page right through to the end of the book, and the answer key is at the back to support you while you are learning. If you get either of these books and you leave them on your shelf, in your closet, or under your bed, they will not help you. You actually have to do the workbooks from start to finish, okay? Also, I have a new Facebook page. It's called Learn English with Julie Lachance. You can go and check that out over there. I put up lots of cool little things to help you with your English. Also, there are tons of other lessons on my YouTube channel, so you can flip through those, do the ones you feel you need help with, or better yet, do them all. Okay, so that's all I have to say in this video. So I will see you guys in the next video. So have a pleasant evening and good night for now.